Alright, hey, what's up? What's up, people? So yeah, in case you were wondering, like after like 30 minutes, my phone just stops the recording. I don't know why, but I don't really mind it. But the storage is filling up. But I'm uploading these like one a day. So like one's uploading now from my phone, and so yeah. Um, I don't remember if I actually had any other points other than that. But yeah, I kind of forgot. So yeah, I think it's actually like 7:30 in the morning. I didn't have work last night, but I didn't want to make a video at early in the morning. Not even because of the people in my house being like asleep, but just because I didn't feel like it. I was watching some movies. I watched I watched Rango again, which is actually really fucking awesome. I actually have it over there. We might get to it. Probably not. But yeah, it was awesome, even better than I remember it being. And it's got a reference to Hunter S. Thompson in it. Well, a cameo kinda, not really of the man himself, but yeah, it's a reference. And there's also a reference to Clint Eastwood in the movie, and it is a western, so that's kind of fitting. And also one of the antagonists has a hat, kind of like Lee Van Cleef in the Man with No Name trilogy. So that's cool. I remember the guy with the hat, but I didn't remember the other two. But yeah. Before I was so rudely cut off, was it yesterday? I don't know if it was yesterday or not. Yeah. I was talking about this let me just take the thing out because it's a big box set. Just set the thing right here. Right on the bed. Yep. This is probably riveting, but alright. It's heavy. Especially for me, because I'm a skinny bitch. Anyway. Oh, my hair keeps getting caught in that poster. Yep, classic Universal Monsters. Featuring, I've seen most of these. It's, let me just read out. So it's like 7 different collections in one box set. So it has the Wolfman collection, Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, The Mummy, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Phantom of the Opera. Now, Phantom of the Opera just has the two, like there's a silent version from the 20s or so, and then a remake from I think it was like the 40s. I can actually check, but I'm gonna list off all the movies that are on these. There's a few repeats because the stories of the Wolfman, Dracula, and Frankenstein all kind of intertwine. But yeah, on the Phantom of the Opera, is it just the 1943 version? Oh, I guess it is. I don't know why they have this here. It's just one. Yeah, it's just the one movie. Whoa, my lord! It just popped out of its thing. Yeah. I mean, it's fine, I guess. Um, the thing is, I haven't seen any of them. I don't know if it's based off a book. Yeah, it is based off a book. I might read the book first before I see that. It's that's the one that I have never seen though. Like I've seen at least parts of all these like series because yeah, the Wolfman has the Wolfman, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, and House of Dracula, which I haven't seen. Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, which I have not seen. Werewolf of London, which I remember I watched like part of it, but never watched the whole thing, and She-Wolf of London, which I've never seen. So it should be cool. I last basically I started from the beginning. Like I'm watching them all in production order, At least the ones I have, because there's some other Universal horror movies, but they're not really with these ones, or any of the ones that I saw as a kid. So I watched, I believe I watched, what did I watch first? Well, I know I watched both the Spanish version and the English version of Dracula, which they are different. And I watched the first Frankenstein movie, and I watched The Invisible Man, and I watched The Mummy. And The Mummy and the Invisible Man were not as good as the other three, or yeah, three. And yeah, the Invisible Man to me is more of a comedy almost, like a horror comedy. But I did like it nonetheless, as well as The Mummy. The Mummy just wasn't as good, as Dracula and Frankenstein. And Dracula, while I can concede that the Spanish version is better, I still prefer the English version, just because I like Bela Lugosi better than the man who was playing him in the Spanish version. But there was definitely some better things about the Spanish version than the English version. Um, One in particular was when the kind of like not the war like the muscle man kind of who is kind of like the security of the mental ward in the English version. He tells this other girl that works there that um, he says something like, "Everyone's going crazy. In fact, I think you're starting to go crazy." And in the Spanish version, I like her reaction to that better than the girl in the English version. But yeah, they're still really good. Um, so yeah, I think the next one I have to watch is Bride of Frankenstein, which I remember being my favorite, at least of the ones I'd seen, because there was like some. Well, and by the way, my favorite so far has been Frankenstein, but I remember liking Bride better than the first one. But yeah, I find some kind of like a metaphor of being like an outcast a little bit, like as the monster. But yeah, that's probably why I like it, and I don't know, we'll see. And by the way, they're doing like this universe thing, and I heard the Mummy sucked. Um, but I don't know, we'll see. I know they're making the Invisible Man, so hopefully they do well with that. I know Johnny Depp was originally like supposed to be a part of that. Like I think he was gonna be the Invisible Man, but he's not anymore. But I mean, he has apparently hasn't been in a lot of very good movies lately anyway, like in the past 10 or 15 years. He was good in Rango though, which was like 2013, I think. I don't even know. It was good though. It was a good fucking movie. Anyway, with the Dracula, it comes with Dracula, Dracula's daughter, son of Dracula, and then repeat. There's three repeats here. It's House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. So we get those movies twice. Actually, we get them three times because they're also in the Frankenstein collection, which also includes Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, Ghost of Frankenstein, and Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Which I remember I saw all five of those. Did I see I think I saw House of Frankenstein as well. I think I did. But something's telling me I didn't, but I think I did. Yeah, Invisible Man, I only ever saw the first one. But it also has The Invisible Man Returns, The Invisible Woman, Invisible Agent, The Invisible Man's Revenge, and Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man. By the way, I'm really looking forward to seeing those Abbott and Costello ones, because I've only ever seen that one where they're at the baseball mound. It's like Who's on First, I think is what it's called, but that was pretty funny. But yeah, the Mummy, I only ever saw the first one, but it also has the Mummy's Hand, the Mummy's Tomb, the Mummy's Ghost, the Mummy's Curse, and Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. And then Creature from the Black Lagoon, I've seen all three of these. It's Creature from the Black Lagoon, Revenge of the Creature, and The Creature Walks Among Us. Definitely looking forward to rewatching those. those ones were good, I remember. And then Phantom of the Opera. And it also has this book, the original House of Horror. So, has some like background information about the movies and people who worked on the movies. But yeah, looking forward to watching a lot of these probably pretty soon. Halloween coming up. Though to be fair, I am gonna be trying to watch, like, lately I've been trying to watch movies that I haven't seen before, so that's why I haven't like rewatched like Barton Fink like since January or very early January. But I mean that's fine because I can still appreciate it, and then it's like even fresher the next time I see it. But I am going for more movies that I haven't seen. Rango was an exception because it's been so long since I've seen it. So if it's been very long since I've seen it, like a lot of these ones, um, I don't mind rewatching it. But yeah, I might make an exception for some others, but we will see. We will see. But yeah, definitely focusing on more movies that I have not seen. Anyway, next on the shelf, we're continuing with the Halloween trend. Little Shop of Horrors and 39 Steps, both on VHS. These were given to me by someone, and I figured I'd take them. It's the original version of Little Shop of Horrors with Jack Nicholson. I remember watching like part of the remake, and I've heard the remake is better, I think, but I can't really remember. But I'm definitely looking forward to that one because both of them, both of the Little Shop of Horrors are well received. 39 Steps, it's a Hitchcock one, and I don't actually know what it's about really, but I like Hitchcock. Most people do, I think, and should be pretty good. I have Yu Yu Hakusho, the first season. I have the other 3 seasons as well, but I just put the first one over there because I don't think I'm gonna be watching the whole show in October. It'll probably just be a couple episodes at most. Um, I don't know, like I'm really more of a movie person than a show person, so it takes me like I've had Ash versus Evil Dead, like like it's I'm inching toward finishing it. Just it's been like almost a year at this point. I have some books here. The mixed From the mixed up files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler, which I believe is the one where they get locked in a museum. Let me just pull it out and see real quick. Yeah, that's these kids who run away and stay in a museum overnight, and it should be pretty interesting. Kind of a spooky little mystery kind of thing. Ooh, I just pushed this one further back, but it's Clive Barker's Cabal right there. Should be pretty good. He's the guy who made Hellraiser, and the book just looks good in general. We have we have James and the Giant Peach. Oh, these are not my books, by the way. They're my mom's. She has a lot of books. I'm borrowing them, though. And The Figure in the Shadows, which is the sequel to The House with a Clock in Its Walls, which I read both of these books. Well, I have read James and the Giant Peach. I've read all 3 of these books, but I read the House with a Clock in Its Walls and The Figure in the Shadows with my mom and my brother when I was in elementary school, and I remember liking them both. And I read House again in my junior year, so now I'm going to read the second one. And it was also made as a movie by Eli Roth last September, I believe. So about a year ago, and I did like it. Wasn't as good as the book, but it was a fun experience, and it was definitely worth seeing in the theater. And I saw it with my mom. It was a fun time. Got Blade 2 and 3. I've seen the first one. Oh, and those are also a few of these are gonna be my parents because I borrow their stuff a lot. But Blade 1 was very average. I mean, he's a cool superhero, but as a movie, it's kind of just average. It's not that great, honestly. I like Chris Christopherson in it. You know, the thing is, Wesley Snipes in this movie doesn't have a lot of charisma. Not that I've seen a whole lot of movies, but like the character should be more charismatic. That's like one of the main things, and just like the action is very generic, not the most exciting thing ever. More exciting than the dialogue. The movie was 2 hours long. I think it was very long, very bloated. You know, like I don't mind a long movie. It's just got to be good. You know, it can't drag on. You know, two should be better though. It's by Guillermo del Toro, and you know the special effects at least should be better. Not that I actually didn't mind the special effects in the first one. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, and the third one, I hear is even worse than the first one. So we'll see. We will see. I've also got Daybreakers. It's my parents as well. I don't actually remember what it's about. But, I mean, it's what the fuck is it about? Let me just I need to know what I'm watching before I even have it up here. Ethan Hawke takes place in the year 2019. That's this year. Oh, Willem Dafoe. I mean, Willem Dafoe is fucking awesome. Anyway, I got The Protector, which is a movie that oh, Tarantino. Yeah, he had something to do with this. I think he kind of produced it or had it kind of he presents it. So, I'm guessing he produced it in some way. But yeah, not that he probably didn't have anything to do creatively with it. But yeah, it's probably a good movie. I have Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five, which that's a pretty famous book. I have not read it before, but I've heard it's very good, and I think that's one my uncle gave me actually. I have the Samurai Trilogy, about Masashi Miyamoto, the famous samurai. That one should be pretty good. The manga Vagabond is also about him, so that's where a lot of people in my circle may know of that man from. I have Jay and Silent Bob do Degrassi The Next Generation, which is, I believe, just the episodes they were featured in. I've not watched it yet. I have Wild Hogs, which I hear is pretty bad, but it looks kind of funny, honestly. Like just because it's like they're like hardcore bikers, but like Tim Allen and William H. Macy are included in that, so it's like they're not like badass at all. I mean, it's no offense. I mean, I guess Tim Allen's not that great. I mean, William H. Macy's good at being that kind of character. Got Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke, which should be pretty funny. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. That's the third in the series, so I need to watch the first two. Which okay, my library has the second one, but Netflix, their DVD selection. I'm subscribed to their DVD service. That's how I watch a lot of my movies. They don't have a lot. Like, I mean, they have enough for me to keep continuing to get their stuff. But I mean, it's really like Robert Rodriguez is a famous, best-selling director. I mean, how the fuck do you not have El Mariachi, which I heard was really good? In fact, I've heard it's better than a lot of his other stuff. And like, it's a pain in the ass, man. It's like, I don't know. It's like, where do I watch a lot of these movies? Like, the only places I know, because the thing is, after I've exhausted my Netflix subscription, which will be a long time, don't get me wrong, but I hear Amazon Prime, like, their selection's good, but there's some titles you have to pay extra to see for some reason. So that's what puts me off, and I don't really know what their library is like. I know it's very different from Netflix because of their competition, so they gotta fight for the licensing or whatever. I don't really understand it all, but I mean I get the general idea. Okay, but yeah, I want to see Once Upon a Time in Mexico and the whole trilogy really. But the first one is out of my reach at the moment, so it's gonna be quite a while unless I buy a copy. But I don't really like buying stuff unless I've read or watched it already, in terms of entertainment at least. Um, but yeah, we have the American versions of both The Grudge and The Ring. I've seen the American version of The Ring, and I've seen the Japanese version of The Ring. It's called Ringu, and Ringu is very, very good. The American version I remember liking, but I've not seen it since probably ninth or 10th grade. But I do remember liking it, and from what I can remember, it is pretty faithful to the original. It's just like it's kind of unnecessary. It's really, I think, just to expose Americans to the story because I think it blew up really. I think that's how it got like really popular because I remember like the Annoying Orange like way back when I watched that shit. I remember they had like an episode parodying it, and it was in like one of the Scary Movies. Like I think it was pretty big culturally. Like I'm not really the guy to really know that shit for sure because I'm like I spend all my time in my room. Like I don't go out or anything. And I'm not really like I'm on social media, but I don't like follow the news or anything. But it was kind of cool. And The Grudge, I've never seen either version. I'm guessing the Japanese version is better. Like the Japanese version of The Ring is better than the American version. I have 8 Mile, which I have not seen. Looks pretty good though. And I heard that's like after that Eminem's music starts to get kind of bad. Like I like a good handful of his songs, but I just don't. It's not that I don't like most of his music. It's just that I don't know most of his music. But most of the stuff I've heard is pretty good. I haven't really heard a whole lot of his newer stuff though, to be fair. But yeah, I mean I believe everyone when they say it, but I'm not the person who would know that. I've Knocked Up. Have not seen it. Looks kind of good. I have Pink Floyd's The Wall. Looks pretty good. I like Pink Floyd. My favorite Pink Floyd album is Dark Side of the Moon, which, I mean, yeah, it's the most famous one, I think. I don't really care if that's like the common answer. It's just what my favorite is. So, yeah, I also like Wish You Were Here, and I don't really, like, I liked Momentary Lapse of Reason, um, but I haven't listened to all of The Wall or Animals. And what am I forgetting? Am I forgetting something? Another one of their albums? I know there was like two before they really before the other guy left from the first two albums. I've heard like one. Anyway, that's getting off track. What I want to be talking about. Um, I've not seen The Wall though, but it looks pretty good. Next, I have some. Forgot about these CDs. I got some. I got the Memories soundtrack, which the movie I don't really like. I mean, I like the first segment. The second one I don't like, and the third one I didn't even get through. So that's how I feel about that movie. The soundtrack was very good, though. I have Trigun, one of their soundtracks. I have the Dot Hack video game soundtrack. I have Paranoia Agent and Fulikuri, which both are great anime. And I've not seen Trigun, and I've not played Dot Hack. Furikuri and Paranoia Agent are both phenomenal. I recommend them both. Next, I have this Incredible Hulk. It's it's the original canon episode, and it's also the second season premiere episode, both of which are feature length. And it also has a commentary on both episodes and an introduction by Lou Ferrigno, who played the Hulk, and it has a preview of the Hulk by Ang Lee, which I don't really remember the movie very well because I saw it in like 6th grade. But I hear it sucks, so I believe them. I remember there were these big angry dogs in that movie. But anyway, the Bill Bixby Incredible Hulk show is my favorite yeah, version of that character, and it's also one of my favorite TV show, like live action TV shows, if not my favorite. In fact, yeah, it's my favorite. Who am I kidding? Breaking Bad is great, but I like The Incredible Hulk better. Kung Fu was also good, and Wilfred. I tried watching Wilfred again, and it just wasn't as good. But I mean, it's still worth watching. Anyway, rapid fire. We got Scarface, the Brian De Palma version, which I have not seen because I want to watch the original first, but I hear it's pretty good. Rundown, which I don't really know what it is. Reservoir Dogs, again, because the Blu-ray does not have. It has different special features, so I really just got it for like $1. No, I think it was more like 50 cents, but I got it from my library because they have a book sale or whatever. They have a little store thing, and I bought it for the special features because I like that. Changing Lanes, Collateral Damage, Commando, Club Dread, Die Another Day, 007. Domestic Disturbance, Jet Li's Fearless, Fist of Fury, which looks fucking awesome, Full Contact, Half Baked, Highlander 1 and 2, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, which looks terrible. LA Street Fighters, I don't know what that is. What About Bob? It's fucking awesome. That's the one of these that I've seen. Oh, and Reservoir Dogs. Those, most of those, by the way, are from The Trash, which I talked about in an earlier episode. Suicide Kings, SWAT, There's Something About Amy, 13, Unleashed. Then, down here, we got some manga. We got Shaman King 4. I'm not gonna go all the way down there because it's really dark. Shaman King 4 and 26. Toriko Volume 1. Here I have Walla. No, it's Gromit's Tail Wagon DVD. I remember getting that with the Curse of the Were-Rabbit movie right there. It came with it, I think. I remember we got that for Christmas one time. I had this movie Ninja Assassin that my uncle got me like last year, I think. Still haven't watched. It's still in the shrink wrap. I haven't watched it just because like I got a lot of movies to watch. And a few of my parents' movies, Blow with Johnny Depp, Vote Pacific Rim's, Split, and Her. And I hear Her is particularly great. I hear Split is also great. It's like a return to form for M. Night Shyamalan, which I've only seen The Sixth Sense, which was awesome, and Signs, which was mediocre. And the only other one I really want to see of his is... Oh, and I saw The Last Airbender, of course. How could I forget? Oh my god. The only other one I want to see of his is Unbreakable, which is what I'm waiting for, really, because it's like in the same... I think it's in the same universe as Split. Anyway, more movies down here. We got Queen of the Damned. We have, what is that? Ong Bak and the Warrior, I guess. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What is this? Basic American Shaolin. Bond Girls Are Forever. This is a thing I found in the trash, actually. And that whole thing I told you about earlier. And it's like a documentary, shrink wrapped, and looks good because I like James Bond. I'm actually gonna go back and rewatch all of those movies. Well, I didn't actually ever see all of them, but I'm gonna watch the ones I've seen before and the ones I haven't seen. Except for that original Casino Royale movie, because I remember that sucking. But yeah. Which, by the way, the book of Casino Royale is pretty good. And there's one more shelf. I have Tintin and the Mystery of Shark Lake. Oh, and they're all down there. So it's really dark, so it would just be better for me to pull them up or just talk. So yeah, this, I think it's a bootleg, actually. It's not the best